crafting journey here. That journey chick over on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. I posted the diamonds, the Paris, what's it called? Notre Dame Nights. I posted a big picture over there on Instagram. And don't forget to hit the like button on your way in or out today. Today, he has to take Malia home. I'm so sad. She has to leave today. She doesn't know it yet. She thought she was going to get to stay till tomorrow, but like button's going to take her home today because their parents are having a family anniversary. This is the day 9 years ago that they became a family. My husband married his second wife, Christine, and she already had a son, so they became a blended family. So Kyle is my step grandson. I don't consider him that way. He's, I consider him my grandson because he's been in my life for 9 years. Well, more than 9 years, 11 years, because they dated for a while before they got married. So, and he's, 16 now? Yeah, something like that. So they're going to go out and have a family anniversary tonight. But I will be live tonight, Craft With Me Wednesday, with Shalene, Creativity Room. We're going to do some coloring. I haven't done any coloring in a while. I hope I remember how to do it. Anyway, I got a new shirt. Malia and I went shopping at Kohl's. It's kind of cool. It's one of those, I don't know, what do you call them? I don't know. I don't know. You guys know. I don't know. But anyway, it's pretty cool. I liked it because, of course it has pink in it and gray. I like pink and gray. So we went shopping. I bought her this jacket that has all these holes in it. Like I said to her, we could have gone to Goodwill. I could have bought a denim jacket and taken a pair of scissors and it would, she's like, oh no, Grandma, it wouldn't look the same. Okay. But we went to Ross, so I didn't pay very much. Thank God. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. I don't know when you're watching this, but I hope your day's going really well. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. Or not, that's okay. I know that you guys that do subscribe to my channel are really, really sincere, and I love that you're here, and please continue to watch. So don't forget to ring the notification bell though, so you don't miss an episode. Anyway, I did do a live drive yesterday, just chit-chatting with my friends. So I got the journal out. So I started the Black Lab painting on Monday, so I put the Black Lab sticker. This is the sticker that comes in the Diamond Art Club kit that you can put at the end of the box. I was putting it in my journal on the day that I start the painting. Not that I want to learn how long it took me because I am having knee surgery on the 28th. So tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. Okay. So today is National Freedom of Information Act Day. That's a lot to write here. Freedom of Information Act Day. Now, why would I want to celebrate that particular day? Because if we didn't have freedom of information, you would not have a YouTube show for me, because all of this court stuff that I get comes to you care of the Freedom of Information Act. Yes, we'll talk about that. And then this day in history, we are going to talk about Terry Anderson. I don't know if you remember this. He was a journalist that was taken prisoner. So Terry Anderson, we're going to tell you how long he was in captivity, because it's an incredible story. Anyway, I got my tax return. Can you tell? See, a new shirt? Yeah. Yay! So I have to, my sister and I are going to go buy her a bed this weekend because she needs a new bed. She really does. She's been sleeping, since she moved in here, she has been sleeping on a futon that I have. It's a nice futon. Like, I spent some money on this futon, but she needs a bed. So yeah, we're going to do that. Okay. So I ordered a shirt for St. Patrick's Day. So guess when it's coming? Next month. Yeah. Well, I'll wear it next St. Patrick's Day. So I did get some yarn in, guys. Some people just hate it when they miss my yarn unboxings. But Lion Brand had a clearance sale. They have a sale every single day. There's a sale. But they had some items on clearance that were really marked down for a very low price. Now, I don't remember what the price was, but this is what I got. I got 9 skeins of this Feels Like Butter, which is a polyester yarn. So I did take one out because I wanted to feel, get a feel of it. Because I'm going to make a shirt for my sister while I'm down and out for the knee surgery, and I can lay in bed and crochet. So Feels Like Butter, 218 yards, and it's a 4-weight, but it's just beautiful. It's this mint green. They're calling it sea green. Vert Océan, if you're in another language. Vert Océan. French, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I got 6 of those. That should give me enough yardage to make the pattern, convert the pattern. It's a bag-a-day, because I love bag-a-day. Crystal is like my favorite place to go to for patterns. If I'm doing my measurements correctly, and I'm not a mathematician, but I figured like 1,200 yards to make it into an XXL, so it would fit my sister. So we got enough for that. Then, of course, this was on sale, so I had to get it because this is actually my favorite yarn that Lion Brand has. So, of course, they don't tell me how much I paid on the invoice, but this is that Thick and Quick. It's a 5-weight. No, I'm sorry, it's a 6-weight. 6-weight, 125 yards, and I got 6 of them. But I love Thick and Quick yarn, and I got 6 so I can make maybe a little throw blanket or something for me on my bed. And it's this beautiful color. What is it? It's 100% acrylic. It's, what do they call the color? Premium acrylic. Oh God, it's so soft. I haven't even taken it out of the bag, and I can feel how soft it is. Where's the color? What is the color? Well, we can see that it's blue. Oh, they're calling it Olympic. Yes, Olympic blue. Okay, anyway, here it is. It's just such a beautiful color. So these are my 2 projects for when I'm laid up in bed with my knee surgery. This one's open. This one's open, we can take it out. Oh. Let's take it out. Feels like, the other one feels like butter. This one just feels really, really soft. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be nice. Okay, come on, go back in. We have to put it back in the bag to protect it from kitty cats. So Stitch, like, he will not come in the house anymore. He loves it outside. Loves the outside. So here, I started this painting. Here's what I've done. This section here. He's 3 colors. And then the paw. This is the bottom of the painting. The top is up here. So this is one of the paws of the dog. That I had to stop doing the white for a while. 3 different colors of whites, and there's no particular pattern to the white. In some spots you can multi-place, but for the most part you have to single place, which I'm okay with. And I gotta tell you guys, wow, no gapping. Yeah, this is a very new Diamond Art Club, one of their more recent paintings, and this is, I'm going to say, very, very close to Ever Moment. Like with the snapping in, yeah. Very, very close. There's minimal amount of straightening that I had to do, which I'm loving, which is unusual since I'm single placing everything. But here's how I'm doing it. So I set up, I have 3 Archer Art containers. And so in each one, and I memorized it, like The equal sign is blue, the slash is yellow, and the dot is this hot pink. So, and I make sure that I keep the container somewhere near the tray. And I just work from these 3 trays on this section. Literally, the whole background is these 3 colors. So I have a lot of those 3 colors. Yeah, the leftovers are all over there. So that's how I've been doing it. And I think that's working out well. Okay, I will put a picture here so you can see what the completed painting will look like one of these days, because you know me, I am not Speedy Gonzales when it comes to doing a painting. No. So let's just relax for a minute, have a cup of coffee. I don't need the packing slip anymore. So today is National Freedom of Information Act Day. It also commemorates the birthday of James Madison, who, while he was in Congress way back once upon a time, advocated for freedom of information. He said, you know, what we do in government should be transparent. Everyone should know what we're doing, you know, also called keep it in the sunshine. Yeah. Madison earned the name the father of the Constitution and was the foremost advocate for openness in government. Additionally, historians hail Madison as instrumental in drafting the United States Constitution and the leading advocate and author of the Bill of Rights. Madison held individual rights and freedom of information in high importance. So here's what I'm telling you, there would be no cameras in a courtroom if it weren't for this Freedom of Information Act. But it does require, like in cases where there's individual parties involved, it requires permission of the parties to get those cameras into that courtroom. But once you do, wow, you get corrupting and crime daily. So I'm appreciative of it. And there's a lot of documents. There's a website that you can go to if you're looking for particular documents. And it's good to search for it beforehand, because a lot of documents that you might be looking for are already available somewhere and you can go there and get them. I want to know what the documents were that Donald Trump took to Mar-a-Lago when he left the presidency. Yeah, there's some freedom of information. I want to know. I want to know what love is. Anyway, that's what day it is. So celebrate. Have a big dinner. Freedom of information. Okay, let's do Crafting and Crime Daily. Yes, what you came here for. So, the trial of William Husel continues. I did not do a show yesterday, so I'm going to tell you what happened on Monday and Tuesday. So, on Monday we had 2 nurses, 2 ICU nurses that worked at Mount Carmel. Now, just to kind of bring you guys back up to speed, Dr. Husel is on trial for the murder of 14 of his patients, who he ordered these ridiculous amounts, I know I'm editorializing, of fentanyl, like 1,000, 2,000 micrograms, 10 milligrams Versed, 10 milligrams Dilaudid, like enough, in the words of the expert witness, to kill an elephant. Yes. So we heard from the first nurse, this gentleman, really crackerjack, like he knew his stuff. He could be a doctor. The way he explained stuff to the jury was so well done. But I'm not sure why they put him on as a witness, because he had nothing but glowing stuff to say about Dr. Husel. Oh, he was so helpful when we were new graduates and we came into the ICU, and he would quiz us and he would tell us if there's anything that don't know about in this ICU, just ask me and I'll tell you about it. And he was always helping them and teaching them, and I think this guy actually became friends with him. He said, we both love to work out, and we talk about workouts and we talk about basketball. So they were friends. Now I don't know if they socialized outside of work, but they were friends. So just glowing stuff to say about him. And he did take part in a couple of the deaths where he was given orders, verbal orders by Dr. Husel. He went and got the medications. He administered the medications. The patients passed away. Yeah, that was the testimony. And then the next nurse, same thing. Glowing stuff to say about Dr. Husel. Nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. Great doctor. Great doctor. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how this helped the prosecution, except that they have to put on certain evidence to show the link for Dr. Husel to the deaths of these 14 people. So I'm guessing that was it. Then they put on a what was his role in this? They put on another hospitalist, who had something to do with one or the other of these patients. And just like the rest of the hospitalists, he testified that, he was asked to sign the death certificate because he was assigned to this patient. He probably never saw the patient, but he was able to sign the death certificate by going back and looking through the chart. But no, he would not have looked at the medical administration record, the medication administration record. He says, it just doesn't have any relevancy to what I'm doing. I just need to know what disease processes killed them. So none of these hospitalists were suspecting that, it was the medication that killed them and not their disease processes. But, it is what it is. So yesterday we saw 2 more hospitalists, same thing. And they were on the stand for a very short period of time. They just testified about the patients that they were involved with, that they signed the death certificates, that they did not review the medication administration record to see what these people were administered that caused their deaths. So then we had 2 family members. The first family member was actually not really blood related. It was the patient was Brandy Mcdonald, the patient's mother's girlfriend. She took the stand and she said because the mother she can't do it. It just tears her apart. So Brandy Mcdonald had ovarian cancer that she had fought very valiantly for 8 years, and it had gone into her lung. So she testified that Brandy had been to her doctor and he had gotten some results back about her liver. So he said, go to the hospital, I want you to have a liver biopsy. So this woman drives Brandy to the hospital, drops her off, and the family goes to see her that night. Everything's fine. The next day they don't go to see her because they were allowing Brandy's father and his family to go see her. And then the following night they go see her. Everything seems fine. She's doing fine. She's talking. She's on the regular floor. And then they go home. They were going to stay. And she's like, no, go home, because there was a snowstorm. And she's like, no, go home. So she goes home. The family goes home. And they get called about 2 o'clock in the morning that she's gone into respiratory failure. You need to come in right away. So they all go rushing in. They initiate the phone tree. They call. Everybody goes rushing into the hospital. And they are met by Dr. Husel, who explains to them that she's gone into organ failure. She had basically she had a clot that went into her lungs. Yeah. So, but she had gone into organ failure, and he tells them that, it's not looking good. for her. And so he asks the family, he says, I can make them comfortable. And but the thing about this witness is, like, she could not remember if it was Dr. Husel or if it was a nurse or who it was they had this conversation with. But they had this conversation. And the parents, Brandy's mother, which was this woman's partner, and father, they said, we need more time to talk. So the doctors, whoever it was, had that conversation, said, okay, take your time, no rush. So they decided they would talk about it. And they said that this was a conversation that they had with Brandy many times, because she knew she had cancer and that this could kill her, and that she did not want to be kept alive by a ventilator. So they came to an agreement that they would remove her from the ventilator. This woman said that they were not rushed to make a decision, or there was no pressure on them to make this decision. The doctors, once the decision was made, they asked the family to step out for a few minutes while they administered the medication and took her off the ventilator. So when the family came back into the room, the ventilator was gone. She was there. They said she was, choking a little bit, gasping for air a little bit, but she passed away within 10 to 15 minutes following this ventilator removal. But her whole family was at her bedside, including her best friends from high school. Oh, that just warms my heart. So anyway, then the next family member was Troy Allison's stepsister. Now, this girl was smart as a whip. She had been to nursing school. I don't know if she became a nurse, but she said at the time that this occurred, she was in nursing school. She said that they got a call during the night. She was at the time married, not living at home. Her mom called her and said, fire rescue's here. Troy's, something's wrong with Troy. They're taking him to the hospital. So she says, okay, Mom, I'm coming. And so they all get in their car. I need more coffee. They all get in their car. They head to the hospital, Mount Carmel. They are led into a waiting room. Now, she said it's not the general waiting room, but it was a family waiting room for apparently people that are in trouble. And there was a pastor that came in and sat with them for a little while. And she's like, I'm going to go find Troy. So she said, come on, Mom, we're going to go find him. So she took her mom and they went back into the ER and they found him. And when they found him, he was in the middle of being resuscitated. And she knew all this because she's had some medical training, so she could see that he was being bagged and he was put on a ventilator. And they said that his blood sugar was 800 and something, and which led her to believe that he was in diabetic ketoacidosis. He is a diabetic, and what this is when your blood pressure gets so high, your body starts shutting down, especially like your kidneys. So this is what she was thinking, but then she was told, no, he had a seizure, and that he was in organ failure. But she's not told this till later on. So she's just thinking, he's in diabetic ketoacidosis, DKA. So they said, we're going to take him for a CT scan of his head because, they've been resuscitating him for a while. She didn't know how long he'd been down. And the longer you're down, the greater the chance that there's brain damage. So they said, we're going to take him for a quick CT scan, and then if he's okay during that, we're going to take him up to the ICU because now he's on a ventilator. So she said she stood outside the room where the CT scan was just to make sure that the ventilator, she could still hear the ventilator and nothing was going wrong during the CT scan, which only takes a few minutes, by the way. So he comes out of the CT scan, they take him into the ICU, and it's when she meets William Husel, and she refused to call him Dr. William Husel. She called him William Husel. That's when I met William Husel, and this is when she learned that, oh no, he had had a seizure and that he was in organ failure. She's like, yeah, but what were the CT scan results? And he just ignored her question. So he told the family that I can make Troy comfortable and take him off the ventilator. I can make him comfortable and get him off the ventilator. So they're thinking, hey, that sounds good. So they agreed to it. There was never any discussion about changing his code status. So the doctors and the nurses come in, they draw the curtain. She sees a nurse go in with medication. A few minutes later, the curtain is withdrawn. She looks at her brother. He's dead. Now, they didn't tell her he was dead, but she's like, he was not breathing. He was not breathing. But he was dead. He had already passed. So, and the mother is adamant that, they just were told, hey, we're going to make him comfortable, take him off the ventilator. That sounds good to me. Yeah. They were never told he's going to die when he gets off the ventilator. She didn't even know what the CT scan results were. She didn't know if he had brain damage. So the family naturally has a lawsuit against the hospital and the doctor. Can you imagine? And this guy was not old. He was young. He was on the younger side. Wow. So afterwards, they're sent to a room, and a pastor comes in. The same pastor that saw them in the emergency room. He comes in to be with them, and he tries to get them to sign a do not resuscitate order. After he's already dead. She's like, he's already dead. Why are we signing this? Can you imagine? Oh my God. So that was yesterday's testimony. Now, there is a new trial that has started. So this is the trial of Billy Ray Turner. He is accused of the conspiracy to commit murder of former NBA player Lorenzo Wright. Now, this murder happened 11 years ago. Yes, 11 years ago. I listened to the opening statement of the prosecution. So Billy Ray Turner was having an affair, I believe, or had some sort of relationship with the girlfriend of Lorenzo Wright. Now, Lorenzo Wright was also married and had a whole bunch of kids. So I wasn't following this whole thing real well, so I'll make sure I get it straight for you. But in any case, the girlfriend and Billy Ray Turner and another gentleman, the three of them get together, and they're going to conspire to murder Lorenzo Wright. So they lure him. He was living in one part of Tennessee, and they lured him over to Memphis into the middle of this field. And then we hear this 911 call. And the 911 call, you hear two men, and you don't hear what they're saying. And the next thing you hear are gunshots, like maybe, I think I counted 7 gunshots. And the 911 operator's like, hello, anybody there? All I hear is gunshots. So, and they had no way of tracing this call. This was 11 years ago. They didn't trace cell phones 11 years ago. So apparently they had lured Lorenzo into this field, chased him down, shot him, and then dumped his body. Threw the gun into a body of water. So for the next 7 years, nobody knew what was. They found the body of Lorenzo Wright, but they could not tie anybody to his murder. For 7 years, this murder went unsolved. It was a cold, freezing cold case until someone found the gun in the body of water. They were able to link that gun back to Billy Ray Turner. And then things started unfolding as they interviewed Billy Ray Turner. The girlfriend came to light. They interviewed her. She decides she's going to confess everything in exchange for a deal. So she's already been sentenced to 30 years in prison. She is sitting in prison. He is on trial for conspiracy because he says he is absolutely not guilty. Okay, we shall see. But she is expected to testify against him in this trial. Wow. I don't know. I'm curious what the motive was. I'm sure we're going to hear about the motive. But in any case, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This day in history, on this day in history, in 1985, American journalist Terry Anderson is kidnapped in Beirut, Lebanon, by Islamic militants. Ooh, scary. So he's leaving this tennis court, and they capture him. They take him to this deserted area down to a basement where he spends the next 6.5 years. Yep, 2,455 days blindfolded. They never took the blindfold off. 2,455 days this man was blindfolded. Now, he's written a book about his experience there. This was one of the longest of 92 foreigners abducted during Lebanon's civil war. He was saved the fate of 11 hostages who died or were believed murdered. He spent his entire captivity blindfolded and was released when the 16-year war ended. They're like, you can have it back. Okay. The book that he wrote is called Den of the Lions, Memoir of His Time in Captivity. When he was released in 1991, he got to meet his daughter. 3 months after he was captured, his wife gave birth to their daughter. So he had never seen his daughter. Can you imagine? Oh my God, what a reunion. So in 1991, he was brought back to the U.S. He got to see his daughter. But the therapy that guy must have had to go through, holy moly, blindfolded for 6.5 years. Wow. Oh my gosh. He did at one point run for the Ohio Senate, but he was defeated. Interesting. So he tried to get into politics. Yeah. Yep. So that is the show for today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And don't feel sorry for the like button, because he gets to spend more time with Malia as he drives her home. Please hit the like button on your way out of the show today. I love you all, and I look forward to seeing you tonight on Craft With Me Wednesday or tomorrow in Crafting and Crime Daily. Bye.